Today I am going to discuss instabilities of emulsion. So what are different processes or mechanisms of emulsion instabilities? These are creaming, flocculation, coalescence, Ostwald ripening and emulsion inversion. Let's discuss all these instabilities one by one in detail. First one is creaming. This is the process in which there is aggregation of globules of the dispersed phase at the top or bottom of the emulsion, similar to cream on milk. Look at this diagram. This is representing the original emulsion, in which the globules of dispersed phase are uniformly distributed throughout the emulsion, while in the second diagram, the globules of dispersed phase are moving upward to the surface of emulsion and aggregating to make a layer. This is creaming. Although every droplet in this layer retains its individuality, that's why it is reversible process, and a creamed emulsion can be restored to its original state by gentle agitation. This process occurs under the influence of gravity. So here question arises that when the globules of dispersed phase will rise to surface and when they sediment to bottom. Well, it depends on the density of the dispersed phase. If the density of dispersed phase is less than that of continuous phase, the droplets of dispersed phase will rise to the surface of emulsion. For example, most oils are less dense than water. So in an oil in water emulsion where the dispersed phase is oil, so in this emulsion oil droplets will rise to the surface to form an upper layer of cream, whereas in water in oil emulsion where water is dispersed phase, so here water droplets sediment due to increased density to form a lower layer. So what are reasons of creaming? If emulsion contains large droplets of dispersed phase, then there is greater tendency of creaming. If emulsion is dilute, which means the external phase is not thickened properly, and if there is a density difference between the oil and water phases, then there are greater chances of creaming in the emulsion. Creaming is undesirable because it is inelegant, and if shaking is not thorough, the inaccurate dosing is possible. That's why we try to reduce creaming. So how can we reduce creaming? We can reduce creaming of emulsion by keeping the droplet size small and by increasing the viscosity of external phase. Next instability is flocculation. Flocculation is a weak reversible aggregation of droplets of the internal phase in the form of clusters. Let's understand this process with the help of these diagrams. So first diagram is again representing the original emulsion, and in the second diagram we can see floccules or clusters of droplets of internal phase which are separated by trapped continuous phase. As these are separated by trapped continuous phase, that's why in definition it is said as weak aggregation or weak association of droplets. These floccules can be redispersed by mild agitation such as shaking of the container. That's why it is said to be reversible process. Every droplet in the floccule retain its individuality. So how these droplets can retain its individuality? This is because of the charges on the surface of emulsified globules or presence of mechanical protective barrier at the interface of globules which prevent their coalescence. So if the amount of emulsifier is insufficient to work as proper mechanical or electrical barrier at these individual droplet interfaces, these droplets can't remain intact and their coalescence will occur rapidly. So tendency for flocculation can be reduced by the use of a suitable emulsifier. So which will be suitable emulsifier? Which can exert appropriate repulsive forces tending to keep globules apart. And we can also reduce flocculation by suitable viscosity enhancer, because increasing the viscosity of continuous phase will reduce the movement of globules. And we also we can reduce the flocculation by suitable internal phase volume, because a high internal phase volume leads to tight packing of the dispersed phase, which tends to promote flocculation. Flocculation is also undesirable because floccules cream more rapidly under the influence of gravity than individual droplets, as each cluster or floccule of droplets behaves physically as a single kinetic unit. That's why they tend to cream more rapidly under the influence of gravity than the individual droplets. Next process which causes major instability of emulsion is coalescence and cracking. It is irreversible process in which dispersed phase droplets merge to form larger droplets. The process will continue until the emulsion breaks or cracks and there is complete separation of the oil and water phases. We can see in figure number 2 the merging of dispersed phase droplets to form larger droplets, and due to this merger the emulsion will eventually break or crack and there is complete separation of oil and water phases, as we can see in figure number 3. This is irreversible process because redispersion can't be achieved by simple shaking of emulsion. So to produce a stable emulsion, the coalescence and cracking must be prevented, and this absence of coalescence can be achieved by the formation of a thick interfacial film from macromolecules or from particulate solids. Because the mechanical strength of the interfacial barrier is the major factor which prevents coalescence in flocculated and unflocculated emulsions. Next phenomena is Ostwald ripening. The name of this phenomena, Ostwald ripening, is due to the reason because this phenomena was first described by Wilhelm Ostwald in 1896. This phenomena happens when those oils are used which are partially miscible in water phase and the emulsion contains small sub-micrometer droplets. It is an irreversible process which involves the growth of large droplets at the expense of smaller ones. We can see in these diagrams that small droplets disappear and large droplets grow or ripen. Like coalescence, this process is also irreversible process, but there is difference between coalescence and Ostwald ripening is that in coalescence, as we saw previously, that the droplets contact with each other, they merge into each other, and in this way they form larger droplets, while Ostwald ripening differs from coalescence in that it doesn't need any contact between the droplets. Actually, the driving force for Ostwald ripening is the difference in solubility between the small and large droplets. Actually, the solubility of small miscible droplets is greater than the large droplets. So, the small droplets dissolve in continuous phase and their molecules diffuse through this continuous phase and redeposit onto larger droplets which grow bigger or ripen, resulting in an overall increase in average droplet size. So Ostwald ripening can be inhibited by the addition of the surfactant, which is strongly adsorbed at the oil in water interface and does not form micelles in the continuous phase, because Ostwald ripening may actually be enhanced if micelles are also present to further solubilize the oil. It can also be inhibited by increasing the viscosity of the emulsion external phase, as higher viscosity slows down the molecular diffusion process. Next process of emulsion instability is phase inversion, or this is also called as emulsion inversion. It is an irreversible process in which an emulsion changes from one type to another. For example, oil in water emulsion changes to water in oil emulsion. As we can see in figure number 1, the colored phase is representing the dispersed phase, while in figure number 2, this phase is now inverted into continuous phase. Let's see what are the reasons of this phase inversion. The reasons of phase inversion are if the amount of dispersed phase approaches or exceeds a theoretical maximum of 74% of the total volume. Actually, the most stable range of dispersed phase concentration is 30 to 60%. If this concentration exceeds, then the tendency for phase inversion increases. And the second reason, if the emulsifier solubility is changed. Emulsifier solubility is changed due to two reasons. First, due to change in temperature. Actually, some emulsifier are water soluble at low temperature and they become oil soluble at high temperature. So they cause phase inversion at a specific temperature from an oil in water emulsion to a water in oil emulsion. And the second reason for the change of emulsifier solubility is by the addition of certain substances which alter the solubility of an emulsifying agent, which may also cause phase inversion. And this process is also irreversible. Thank you.